We believe confidence isn't just how you look, it's how you feel. From subtle, natural aesthetics to personalized wellness care, everything we do is intentional. This is beauty with purpose. At Vibe Men's Health, we take that same approach. We focus on what matters most: strength, energy, and performance. Built on real data, real medicine, and real results, we're here to help you look better, feel stronger, and live fully. Come vibe with us today.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 9.
Happy Tuesday, folks. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor here for Mississippi Live at 9, where we are continuing to soak up those pleasant conditions before the heat returns in a big way. But speaking of soak up, surprisingly, there is some rainfall out there. But if you're looking at me thinking, Gabe, you're crazy, what are you talking about? We're talking far northwest Alabama, everywhere here in North Mississippi staying dry. And that's really the story as we head into those overnight hours. We see northwest Alabama, some pop-up showers. North Mississippi, though, it's dry and will stay dry overnight. Those pop-up showers northwest Alabama, our friends there in Franklin and Marion County, don't worry, they're not going to last forever and will be dry overnight as well. And new jobs in Columbus, our Mississippi Live News, our Emily Leonard, breaking down what that means for folks in Columbus a little bit later with our Mississippi Live News. So stay tuned for all news and weather that you need to know heading into your Wednesday. The first 12, you can see 10% chance by 10. That's for northwest Alabama. Everywhere else is dry, no chance of rainfall for you. And as we work into those overnight hours, even those pop-up showers we're seeing there towards Franklin County, Alabama, not going to exist much longer. We're going to stay dry, stay clear, stay sunny eventually into that morning commute. 72 degrees heading out the door. A few spots actually as low as the upper 60s for that morning commute. So no complaints there. Still enjoying those great temperatures, and we'll carry that over into the start of our Wednesday as well. 77 degrees in Ackerman. Folks there at Fastnet giving you this beautiful camera view. Plenty of stars in the sky. Just a beautiful looking sky out there in Choctaw County. Still a pretty decently high dew point. Oh, it does look like Shelby might be down. Unfortunate. 77 degrees, though the reporting station is not. And we are going to see those enjoyable temperatures overnight as we gradually diminish through the overnight hours. In Fulton, I tried to get a view of any of those rain showers, but you know, it's so hard to spot out there in northwest Alabama. So we're looking far distance away there in Itawamba County and not expecting any drops for you. I told you I was hesitant on even mentioning Itawamba County. Well, I wish I would have never mentioned it at all because it's not even moving over the state line. We're seeing that primarily over there towards northwest Alabama with those heavier downpours over Russellville, up there towards Town Creek, south of Florence, so south of the campus of UNA. These are trying to make their way south along 43, eventually making their way to Hamilton, so Marion County can't rule out those chances for you. But if we're talking North Mississippi, Tishomingo, Itawamba County, I would say is the best chance, and even those very, very minimal. As we just saw in Fulton, those dry conditions prevailing. Rainfall totals, I mean, we're nearing about a half inch there in Littleville, just outside of our viewing area in Moulton at the intersection of 33 and 24. We're upwards of about a half inch to an inch in spots. So it is going to be some brief, heavy periods of rainfall, but overall in our coverage area, not seeing a ton on those returns just yet. It almost looks like we have a low pressure center developing right along this stationary front that's wrapping around some of those rain chances. So kind of these bands, these boundaries making their way towards northwest Alabama. So that's where our best chances lie. But as this front moves further east, it's taking those chances with it. So the further we get away from this frontal boundary, the less our chances get. So as it continues to move, even northwest Alabama kind of on the outskirts there. And that's why we expect those dry conditions to prevail beyond midnight tonight. So looking along that frontal boundary, our next frontal boundary, that's where some inclement weather remains in place for Iowa and Missouri. But that will never reach our area fully. We stay dry, kind of sandwiched between these two systems, and we're going to be enjoying those dry conditions once again overnight and into our Wednesday. So like Futurecast was showing earlier on, northwest Alabama, kind of the focal point for our viewing area and any chances that we do have. But by midnight and beyond, even those pop-up showers there in Franklin County will dissipate out, and we will be dry into the start of our Wednesday. Not just dry, but clear, plenty of sunshine. So get up a little bit early, head out the door a little bit early, and enjoy some of those is happening across the area. Send in those weather watcher pictures to our meteorologist Maggie McCauley on that morning commute. and she'll be happy to feature those throughout your broadcast. Now into those mid to late morning hours, still not seeing a ton of action, but perhaps along that boundary, maybe a few additional chances building their way into the forecast. So we are going to keep eyes on that, but not expecting much in the North Mississippi area because we're just too far away from that boundary. But the next 24, we're 70 degrees at 6, and I did mention a few upper 60s possible as the day goes on. We're upper 80s by noon, low 90s by the afternoon. Yes, clouds will filter in, but it's going to be similar to what we saw today with those puffy white cumulus clouds, not a ton of rainfall attached to it. Now, by the end of the week, the story shifts. We do get some pop-up showers, and that's what we'll be talking about here in the next 60 seconds. But the real story to wrap up the week is the heat and the heat indices climbing. And that's what we're going to be breaking down as well in that full temperature forecast right here in the next 60 seconds. We're also talking all things news, new jobs in Columbus. Want to hear what they are? Our Emily Leonard giving you the very latest right after the break.
I have been going to Tupelo Smiles my whole life. When I was a kid, I was unhappy about some uneven coloring on my teeth after getting my braces off, which at the time there really wasn't a fix. I was recently made aware of a solution that would totally fix it, which is exactly what we did. They not only heard my concerns, but they never stopped looking to solve my problem, and that's why I love Tupelo Smiles.
Boys and Girls Club of North Mississippi presents Dance Like the Stars 2026, Saturday, August 8th at the Huntington Bank Arena. Floor seating is $50 and general admission seating is $20. All proceeds benefit the Boys and Girls Clubs of North Mississippi. For more information, visit bgcnms.org.
Dust off your favorite shotgun and sign up for the Natchez Trace Council Clay Classic. Call 662-842-2871 or visit natcheztracecouncil.org.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us here on Mississippi Live. We appreciate it. I'm Emily Leonard. Another manufacturer is setting up shop in Lowndes County. DRC Industries is expanding its operations in Columbus, bringing 50 new jobs. The company makes industrial packaging products, cornerboard, paper tubes, chipboard, and sheeting used to protect goods during storage and shipping. They're going to be expanding at their existing Columbus facility, citing access to port, truck and rail transportation as key reasons for this location. Good news there. Good news here, TVA is also investing in our community colleges. The Tennessee Valley Authority recently donated $50,000 to Northeast Mississippi Community College through a TVA Connected grant. See, Connected? See what they did there? This will allow Northeast to replace some critical network infrastructure across campus that supports classroom instruction, healthcare simulation, cybersecurity, robotics, engineering, and workforce training. Quick reminder for everyone tonight, while you still have time, get out there, go lock your car doors. I know, it's so easy to forget, but several cars in New Albany have been burglarized. Every single one of them unlocked overnight. Police Chief Chris Robertson says even in a place like New Albany, things happen and people need to protect themselves. He says it is so important to get your valuables out of plain sight, hide them away, take them inside. Also, watch for anything suspicious in your neighborhood. And if you do see something, please call law enforcement. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Mississippi Live. I'm Emily Leonard. Have a great night.
Reserve your St. Jude Dream Home giveaway ticket by August 28th, and you'll be eligible to win the house and the bonus prize, a 2026 Polar Ranger, courtesy of Dream Day Foundation. Visit dreamhome.org or call 1-800-456-8351 to reserve your ticket today.
For years, it's been the same formula. If it bleeds, it leads. You deserve better. We are Mississippi Live. We're focused on the stories that matter to you, to your community, to your family, because local matters. We are Mississippi Live.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 9. I keep mentioning that it's comfortable or pleasant. We're still in the thick of summer here in Mississippi, so it will be hot. But what makes it bearable and, dare I say, comfortable over the next couple of days is the fact that that mugginess is not as strong as it was, say, last week. So while it's 92 degrees Wednesday, it's still going to feel in the 90s on Wednesday. Same thing there for Thursday. By more into the triple digits and eventually into the weekend, we could be talking as that moisture really moves. So that's why you need to take advantage of it, is because rarely do we get these dry conditions, at least the dry feeling air here in North Mississippi around this time of year. So I hope you've enjoyed the start of the week, and I hope you're ready for at least a couple more days before it starts to get a little bit more unbearable. And with that, some rain chances, but rain chances isolated. The better coverage heading into parts of next week. So if you're looking for any rainfall or maybe a break from watering the garden, not exactly going to be happening tonight or on your Wednesday. Iuka coming in at 77 degrees, actually one of the closest locations to any of those showers there in the distance. But you can see plenty of stars in the sky, indicating those showers are not going to be affecting folks in Iuka. And everywhere west of there, staying dry as well. Big thank you to the folks there at FM Bank for sponsoring this view out of Iuka. Always a great view up there in Tishomingo County. As we look more towards Carthage, we're 75 degrees. Going to be a beautiful evening there as well. A few stars showing up as well. So clear skies over in Carthage. And then as we look in Macon, 76 degrees there, brought to you by the folks there at Fastnet. Feels like 77. Dew point still in the low 70s. To give you perspective, this time last week, we were talking upper 70s, so that makes a whole lot of a difference. But as we get into the end of the week, that's going to unfortunately be our reality. So enjoy it while it's here. But looking at our Mama Justice Doppler radar once again, we are tracking these showers out towards northwest Alabama, a few heavy spots in there as well. I mean, looking there towards Moulton, now towards Russellville. I mean, we're making our way down 43, eventually going to try to get towards parts of 22 from Carbon Hill to Brilliant to Hamilton. So we're watching that for you and any of those late night commutes. We're going to be dodging a few of those showers as well. But this is just cranking the windshield wiper to that second setting and you'll be good to go traveling through these. These aren't overly heavy, and these aren't anything overly impressive either. No severe weather with these, and a way you're able to tell that is the echo tops only about 20,000 feet on these storms. I shouldn't even say storms, we have no strikes. On these showers, and usually whenever you'd start seeing more inclement weather, it's 40,000 or higher. So that's a positive. Well, then we look at rainfall rates, and as you see, maybe a few purples mixing in there just west of Moulton, between Moulton and Russellville. And that purple is where we get some heavier sections, but overall we're expecting light to moderate rainfall with this batch of showers towards northwest Alabama. So it's rainfall, but it's not very impactful, unfortunately. 10% chance by 11, already dissipating out overnight and into those early morning hours. And I want to say, if you're in North Mississippi, you're dry. I'm talking about 10% just for northwest Alabama, but the temperatures, that's something we all get to enjoy as we all start in the low 70s and upper 60s for your Wednesday morning. So focusing on these showers, watch how they just dissipate out overnight. I mean, we're not going to see those last much longer from where we stand right now. And by midnight, we're dry, we're clear, we're beautiful here in North Mississippi and northwest Alabama. That'll carry over into that early morning, around dawn commute, and then into the early morning hours whenever a lot of us are waking up. Even that commute looking great to go as well. So get outside, go enjoy these temperatures, even wake up a little bit early to take the dogs out or get a cup of coffee and sit on the front porch. It'll be worth your while. Upper 60s, Water Valley, Oxford, Senatobia, Clarksdale, even down towards Belzona. Low 70s, Tupelo, Boonville, and Amory. So I guess a few degrees difference, but not major, and it's still going to be below average across North Mississippi. We're 72 at drop-off, 88 towards lunch, and 91 by the final bell. Some clouds building in by the afternoon, but these are going to be those puffy white cumulus clouds. Not exactly anything that's going to produce any rainfall, but it's the ones that you can look at and kind of go cloud watching and say, hey, that looks like that, that looks like that. So that'll be a fun game you can play as you wrap up the school day. By mid-morning, still not seeing any rainfall in our area, but as we move more towards the afternoon, this is what I'm not surprised Futurecast is trying to pop up a few of these showers. The main reason why we're getting that is because we have that low pressure center along with that stationary front that's going to try to recirculate some of those showers and storms close by. By then, the stationary front is kind of falling apart, so Futurecast is getting a better grasp on where these showers do set up. So central and northern Alabama, I wouldn't be shocked for you, but northwest Alabama, that's where I would really focus any percentages on our Wednesday. But even then, we're only sitting about 10% during those afternoon hours, still focused out there towards northwest Alabama. Here in North Mississippi continues to stay on the drier side. Have you heard that story before? It's happening right now. Same thing can be said for our afternoon forecast on Wednesday. And as we look at the high temperatures Wednesday, more towards Hamilton and Red Bay, 88 to 90 degrees, but where it's drier, look at the difference. 94 Bruce, 94 Houston, 94 Eupora, 94 Kosciuszko, even 97 in Greenville. Feels like values, a degree or two extra. So it's luckily not going to bring back that Mississippi mugginess in its full capacity, but it does up those feels like values at least to a minimal margin. So that's where we're already starting to see that mugginess return, but luckily not in a big way just yet. By the end of the week, things will change. So by Wednesday night, those showers do taper out, and we're going to be enjoying clear skies once again to wrap up our midweek and really head into that final stretch of the work week on a strong note. Going to be a beautiful start to your Thursday, and that'll pair with a beautiful day ahead, but you will dodge a few more showers by Thursday afternoon. 71 Boonville and Iuka, 72 Houston and Starkville. We're even seeing 72 Greenwood and Grenada, and up towards northwest Mississippi, Tunica and Senatobia. So throughout your Thursday, we start out dry and we remain dry for the majority of the day. One of the things that our strike model was showing was those showers really flaring up during the afternoon, and even our HRRR model showing that as well, but very sporadic development, so not be a uniform development. So unfortunately, it's not something that you can say, hey, that storm out there towards DeWitt, Arkansas, that's going to happen. This will change with positioning over time. So basically what I want you to take from this is that chances are possible for some isolated showers and even a few rumbles of thunder by Thursday afternoon, by mid-afternoon, and even into late afternoon before those chances start to taper on out and we enjoy a drier overnight forecast. 95 Tupelo and Amory, 96 Greenwood and Belzona, 93 Oxford and Senatobia. This is what it will be if we stay dry. If you get some of that rain-cooled air, that'll mix down some of those temperatures just a bit, but staying dry comes at a cost as that mugginess and the heat return and make these temperatures start to climb a little bit more, seeing triple digits, at least flirting with the triple digits in a lot of locations, and that's going to continue to increase by the end of the week as well, just gradually seeing that trend up with our heat indices, whereas temperatures pretty consistent. So that's where you have to really look at those heat indices and break those down. So let's take a look at our Friday forecast. Wrapping up the work week, this is our strike model, and you can see by the afternoon we're trying to get a little bit more thunderstorm development. I will say, comparatively speaking, Friday is better than Thursday, Thursday better than Wednesday, kind of that domino as we go along. But those chances getting a little bit better by the end of the week. Now, I do believe this is overdone with our strike model. I do think that we will get some heavier sections, but I'm not seeing this much widespread coverage for our Friday afternoon by early next week. That's probably the story, but for our Friday, at least wrapping up the work week, it's not going to see those widespread chances, not just yet. Now, better chances pushing into the weekend. We keep those 20% around towards our Saturday afternoon, but a few early morning showers and storms not impossible. But there's your afternoon thread, that becoming a little bit more apparent as we go about the afternoon. Some heavier downpours, that one near Boonville stands out, but with it being Tuesday, there's still several days to get a better grasp on that forecast, and we'll continue to monitor things and, see how these trend heading into the weekend. But what we can guarantee is it's going to be toasty. We're in the 90s every single day. Do not, shrug that off. But while there's not much change here, there is a big change in our heat indices. So watch the difference. Today, 95. Wednesday, 95. By Thursday and Friday, we're back in the triple digits, but by Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, if you dodge those showers, you're probably going to be seeing heat advisory threshold heat indices, meaning that it's going to be a dangerous heat forecast. So stay hydrated, make sure to find ways to stay cool. We've unfortunately seen casualties due to the heat here in Mississippi. So we need to do what we can to stay safe and prepared, and getting into the weekend and next week, while the temperatures don't look much different from where we're at right now, how it'll feel getting out the door, it's going to make you dehydrated faster, and it's really going to make you susceptible to that heat. So I'm hopeful everyone gets rainfall, but unfortunately 20 to 30% does not mean everybody's getting rainfall. So we got to prepare accordingly and monitor those conditions. As I pull up the chat real quick, I do see Brenda saying slightly muggy but not bad. That's perfect way to describe this forecast. Yes, you have a little bit of mugginess that's upping those feels like values a degree or two, but it's definitely not what we have towards the weekend. By the weekend, that forecast will change. So it's not bad. Great way to put it, Brenda. So get outside and enjoy it. I appreciate you guys joining us for Mississippi Live at 9. Go ahead and download that Mississippi Live weather app if you've not done so already. Free and available on iOS and Android. Like, subscribe, and follow on all of our socials.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Okay, we will wrap this up and I will address that behind the scenes. Next broadcast happening tonight at 10.
Every legend starts somewhere.
Not with perfection, but with the decision.
The decision to show up, work harder, and believe this place can change everything.
At Northeast, you're more than just a number.
We're built on opportunity, and our students are willing to rise to the occasion.
Here, success isn't handed to you, it's earned.
You don't just leave with a degree, you leave as a legend.